Hello, hello. Greetings and good evening, one and all. Peace. Namaste. Hey. It's been quite a while since I have last uploaded anything onto my channel. If there's anyone still checking in on me, thank you so much. I really appreciate. Somehow the creative energy just hasn't been flowing as properly as I would like, and this has caused a lull in my productivity. It's been quite a while, wouldn't you say, since at least January of this year. It's quite bizarre what's happening in all parts of the world, and as a result, yes, it's quite challenging to keep up with everything and to keep centered as well. However, it being a special day, my spirit was inspired to rise to the occasion and pull up my socks and share with you 3 really cool books that I read regularly to help me, 1, remain centered, and 2, remember how to connect with the Force that is all around us all the time, regardless of what date the calendar says it is. So, if you're interested, please stay tuned and let's dive right in, shall we? Now, not sure how clearly this will show up on camera, but I'll give it a go and we'll see. The 3 awesome reads that are in my rotation keep me spiritually regular, mentally as well. When spirit and our mental are flowing well, the physical just wants to follow suit. So it's pretty neat how it all works together. Anyway, before I get too distracted with other things, the 3 books I would like to briefly introduce you to, so hopefully you will go check these out as well, are 1. The Science of Getting Rich. Oh yeah, you heard that correctly. The Science of Getting Rich. Now this is one that I've been reading pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks on the bus ride to work. It's a great way, I find, for me to reconnect with the Force, the source of the universe, and my creative energies as well. And although I know for various reasons I shouldn't really be reading excerpts from this, I will give you a taste. Now this book is not about getting rich quickly, and it's not even hokey. It contains a lot of useful information about how to focus your mind, set goals, and turn our thoughts into reality. Now, I'm still working on getting rich, so we'll see in a few years how this all works out, but I'm pretty optimistic, and this is why I would love to recommend this book to you. So, The Science of Getting Rich, Attracting Financial Success Through Creative Thoughts. And one of the main points, or one thing this book emphasizes, is the difference between creative energy and competitive energy. Creative energy essentially is more productive. It encourages others to grow and create as well. And it's more of a blossoming type of force. Whereas the competitive force is more about climbing the ladder and cutting the rungs so nobody else can follow behind you. So it's more cutthroat, and it seems to be what is coursing through or across the planet, or what has been for quite a while. And what I find interesting is how these 2 forces seem to be battling in the ether at this current time. Because I don't know what you get fed through YouTube, but my feeds are pretty much centered around spiritual growth, positive energy, light warriors, and things of this nature. And of course, we're all tuned differently. We're all on different frequencies and so on and so forth. I think a great analogy I like to use is all parts of a flame are not the same, right? All levels, the core glows differently from the other external parts as well, and each one is important. Each frequency, each layer, each aspect is important to create the whole. So regardless of where we are spiritually, mentally, and physically in terms of our evolution and growth and so forth, no one is better than any other. We're all here on our personal journeys and trying to make the best of it. And I think the more we can collaborate and be creative and nurture the creative forces, the more abundant our overall existence will be. So, having said that, yes, The Science of Getting Rich, Attracting Financial Success Through Creative Thoughts by Wallace D. Wattles. And of course, you can find this on Amazon. I will share a link. Not affiliated yet with Amazon, but I'm working on setting that up. So I'll share a link in the description. And as always, if you're finding this interesting, anyone, please do feel free to like and subscribe. And I will do my best to share interesting information and videos as we continue journeying forward through the great universe. Okay, so one of the things that popped out to me earlier this morning while I was reading, now I've read this from cover to cover a few times now, and each time, of course, as with many things, same thing with watching movies over and over, you tend to notice different things, right? So one of the things I was inspired to share with you, or an excerpt to maybe get your creative energies flowing, or even to whet your interest in picking up this book or even checking it out, is, of course, it ties into today's theme of the fourths. Everything you see on earth is made from one original substance, out of which all things proceed. New forms are constantly being made and older ones are dissolving, but all are shapes assumed by one thing. There is no limit to the supply of formless stuff or original substance. The universe is made of it, but it was not all used in making the universe. Sounds pretty deep, right? The spaces in, through, and between the forms of the visible universe are permeated and filled with the original substance, with the formless stuff, with the raw material of all things. 10,000 universes can still be made, and even then, the supply of universal raw material will not be exhausted. No person, therefore, is poor, because nature... Let me reread that for you. No person, therefore, is poor because nature is poor, or because there is not enough to go around. Nature is inexhaustible. The supply will never run short. The formless stuff responds to the needs of humans. It will not let them be without any good thing. The formless stuff is intelligent. It is material which thinks. It is alive and is always impelled toward more life. The race as a whole is always abundantly rich. The human race, this is. If individuals are poor, it is because they do not follow a certain way of doing things which makes the individual rich. It is the the natural and inherent impulse of life to seek and live more. It is the nature of intelligence to enlarge itself and the quality of consciousness to seek to extend its boundaries and find fuller expression. The universe is a great living presence, always moving inherently toward more life and fuller functioning. Nature is formed for the advancement of life. Its motive is the increase of life, not locking it down. For this reason, everything which can possibly minister to life is bountifully provided. There can be no lack unless God is to contradict itself and nullify its own works. And there's another thing I'd like to just share with you quickly before we move on to the next one. Here we go. It's something that really speaks to my energy. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined or imaged by the thought. A person can form things in their thought, and by impressing their thought upon a formless substance, or the force, can cause the thing they think about to be created. So yes, that is a brief introduction to book 1 of this 3-book introduction. Next, the second book in this series, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is. Here is a version of this book. There are others online as well. Now this one I highly recommend for too many reasons to go into right now. But the main one is, I would say, just how interesting it is, and what really grabbed my interest when I first encountered it was how clearly it helped me comprehend what the Christ consciousness is about. And, yep, being an explorer of spiritual things, of things in general, it really intrigued me and also delighted me to learn how much I had misunderstood and not known about what the Christ consciousness was. And the delightful part was realizing how much it aligned with my own personal philosophy. So if you are open-minded and curious about learning more about how to use your own energy, our own energy, to influence or make changes in the manifest world, please check this out. I don't have too many pages referenced in this book at this point, but it is one that made a huge impression on my subconscious, conscious, and superconscious mind as well. And yeah, I tend to recommend this read more frequently than all the others, because my intention in recommending is, I don't know, hoping that it would inspire and open the eyes and mind of another person as much as it did me. That's how much an impression it made. Okay, without further ado, I'll give you a quick excerpt just to pique your interest. And let's see here. The subconscious cannot reason like your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind cannot argue controversially. Hence, if you give it a wrong suggestion, it will accept this as true and will proceed to bring this to pass as conditions, experiences, and events. All things that have happened to you are based on thoughts impressed on your subconscious mind through belief. If you have conveyed erroneous concepts to your subconscious mind, the short method of overcoming them is by the repetition of constructive, harmonious thoughts frequently repeated, which your subconscious mind accepts, thus forming new and healthy habits of thought and life. For your subconscious mind is the seat of habit. The habitual thinking of your conscious mind establishes deep grooves in your subconscious mind. This is very favorable for if you have habitual thoughts. This is very favorable for you if your habitual thoughts are harmonious, peaceful, and constructive. If you have indulged in fear, worry, and other obstructive forms of thinking, the remedy is to recognize the omnipotence of your subconscious mind and decree freedom, happiness, and perfect health. Your subconscious mind, being creative and one with your divine source, or the force, will proceed to create the freedom and happiness which you have earnestly decreed. And by decreeing, you would say something like what you would wish for, or what you are thankful for, and also end it with a word like engage, or a phrase like and make it so, or so it is, or amen. Amen, if you look it up, is just basically a way of closing your prayer, but also activating it. More to follow on that. So, without going too much into this, yes, this is another great book I highly, highly, highly recommend, and the link to Amazon will be in the section below. Okay. And book number 3. Now, it wouldn't be a proper May the Force be with you video if there wasn't an actual Star Wars reference. So, as luck would have it, or as it would be, I happen to have a collection from Star Wars in my library. And this particular box set contains 2 books: The Jedi Path, a manual for students of the Force, and Book of Sith, Secrets from the Dark Side. So we get a bit of both. For today's presentation, we will put the dark side over there and focus on bringing more love and light into this realm. Now, I could read so many different pages from here to you, but to tie in with today's theme, just give you a quick snippet. So this book is pretty cool. Oh, it's covered in white because this is what I do with the books that I read, especially when I'm reading out in public, for various reasons. And this is what it looks like on the cover: Star Wars, The Jedi Path. It's pretty just basic. It's autographed. There's an intro, and it's pretty cool. There are drawings and notes and references and inside thoughts. Pretty cool. So it's not as dense as you would imagine. Imagine good things, okay? This is how we create, through our imagination. So Always be aware of what you're imagining. Okay. Now, what I'm going to read to you right now, to tie into today's theme of the Force, the 3 pillars of the Jedi. The core of all Jedi, these should be, so says Yoda. The 3 pillars of the Jedi, Force, knowledge, and self-discipline, encompass all we do as Jedi and reinforce the precepts of the Jedi Code. Because the Force is in all things, it is rightfully set as the first pillar. So the first pillar, the Force is always with us. It is here. It's here. It's here. It's there. I see it. You see it right in front of you. It's all around you. The first pillar, the Force, by Sabla Mandibu, Jedi Seer. If you young students know anything, you know this. The Force is an energy field created by all living things. Even the Pali Bender on the Mega Block corner can recite that. It's a droid's definition. The living Force allows Jedi to connect with the plants and animals that inhabit the world around them. We Jedi are blessed with the gift of swimming in the Force in our every moment. Breathing in that good-ass Force. Okay, fine. Breathing in that fresh Force. Okay. Breathing it, tasting it, riding its currents to our unique destinies. For the Jedi, the universe is never cold or directionless. The Force gives us purpose and compels us to share our gifts with others. The Force is bigger than all of us, but expresses itself in 2 aspects. The living Force is the raw and close at hand. It is the life energy tingling around you when you pass among plants and animals and walk through a jungle. When beings die, you sense it through the living Force. When many die at once, the loss of their energy may shock you, even knock you out. All of your tangible Force abilities, such as running, jumping, heightened senses, moving objects, or soothing the emotions of others, are techniques by which we become agents of the living Force. The unifying Force is a vast cosmic power. You may not sense it yet, but with patience and insight, you will. The unifying Force is the stars and the galaxies and the rippling of the surface of space and time. It is the voice that whispers of your destiny, and make no mistake, the Force does have a will. To commune with the unifying Force is to temporarily leave your body behind, allowing you to walk in the past and see the future. Some of the ancients believe it is possible to even transcend death. What? How cool is that? So here we go. I hope you can see that. Okay, so next up is information about the other side, but we will leave that be for now. And on this note, conclude this evening's presentation. Thank you once again for tuning in. I really super duper appreciate. And until we cross paths once again, please never forget, the Force is always with us. Today, it was there yesterday, it'll be there tomorrow, it's in front of you right now, it's all around you, it's in you. May the Force be with you always. Peace out and namaste. Woo! Bye. I'm sorry I'm strange. Okay, bye. Here's a quick glimpse of Chewie, who also wants to say hello. It's my little spark of Force made manifest as a kitty cat. I'm so grateful for her presence. Just